Okay, and action. After you guys start the hair helmet, you know, the basic outline of the hair, you're pretty good. Except now we're gonna go back in and draw out some of the big sections. So I'm gonna have a big section here. It's gonna come out, feathered out all the way down. And then this part over here is gonna be pretty dark. There's a little hoopty in the hair right here. And then yeah, so after this, I'll answer your questions about variations and what do I do if. So this is like just practice on the basic concept. If you don't have hair on this one, on your subject, this applies to painting as well. So it's kind of like great techniques. All right, I think that's done. All right, so now my hair maker that I'm really using is quite a bit bigger. And might be a little too big, but if I crush it down, it's pretty decent. So now I'm gonna go a little more careful. So this is not notes, my real project. Since I have a blonde hair right there, I'm gonna dip it in and ash it a little bit. And then if you press down hard, it'll be smooth. What I wanna have is a bunch of streaks in there. So I'm gonna come in here, I'm studying the picture first, looking at the picture, then I look at the paper, I'm gonna commit to it. And here, really light, it's gonna come down, over, and then down again. I got some on the forehead, that'll be okay. I'll show you how to get rid of that. And I'll dip again, going more to the side, right here, and I'll lighten up. But you can see how light I'm going? So because how light I'm going, you're getting streaks. That's gonna read as hair. So in your paper right now, I would like you to go ahead and get your paper towel and just try like hair on a full sheet of paper. So in your notes, go ahead and draw out a head so you can practice hair. So right here, you see how it goes light, dark, light, dark, light, dark? The reason is because I'm not pressing down as much, and I got all these like chunks. See all the chunks on the paper towel? And that's allowing that to happen. Getting the flow, then it comes all the way across. And this is kind of fast. I don't know if I'd recommend going this fast on this part. Okay. Almost done with this. Now, I'm getting to the point where I'm getting close to the edge. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna take this thing, I'm gonna put down the big one. I'm gonna get a smaller one now to allow that to happen. So I'm gonna get a smaller one, wad that up, and then rip it. Then dip this in, so it's like a smaller detail one. And then here. And I drip some more powder graphite on the paper. Not a big deal because I'll be able to get rid of that, because I haven't grounded in or anything. And that's pretty much it. All right. So then, yeah, I got all that done. Okay. It's phase one. Well, it's not step one, it's phase one. So that's powder graphite. So that's, we're on ready for number 6. First of all, see those powder graphite here and here. You got to be careful how you get rid of it. If you blow on it, make sure your lips are not wet. Otherwise, you'll spit. And that'll be awkward. Okay. Now that I have that part done, so it's kind of like get in there. And you see how fast it is. So don't stress out. You spent like weeks on this thing. So the worst thing you can do is be impatient with the hair. You see how fast it is, but some of you guys want to go like super fast. All right. Now we have that part done. Well, you guys don't yet, but take a break for now. I want you to watch this. You won't be totally done with yours when I'm done, but I want you to watch the next step. So now I'll put up my notes here again. I'll get my photograph. And I'm noticing like how the chunks work. So like right here, nice and light, curls in and down, right? So move that aside. Using the corner of the eraser, I'm gonna barely press it. Super skinny, a little bit wider, and it comes in. I'm going lighter again. Then here's a bigger chunk, so I'm gonna press harder. And then it comes in. So it's like goes from skinny to fat to skinny. I'll repeat the same process, but don't do it fast though. I should do it actual speed. And I keep looking at the photograph, so I'm not looking just at where my eraser is. I'm really concentrating on going back to the photograph. So you can see why I call it the tapeworm phase. Because right now with the contrast, you can see all of the strands of hair and they look very individual. In your notes, if you could write down what we're drawing here is not individual strands of hair. You're drawing large chunks of hair, and that's very important. So if you look at this, see this wide thing up here? That's not a strand of hair. It's a big chunk. So do it again over here. Wider here. And this thing comes out. Part of that bendy thing. And it's like one continuous strand. All right, so I'll do some more here. I'll finish one section for you guys, and then if you get stuck, well, actually, it's going to be recorded, so. I had like 3 people say record these things. And it was always my intentions, but I always got nervous about the camera. It wasn't working. But I think it's up and running now. All right. So far, it's looking stringy, and still part of the tapeworm phase, which is okay. And then once again, even if you're not doing this kind of hair, practice on this. It's like a handle, like how the powder graphite erases. You'll get to understand that better. Then here, there's a big bendy section. Comes in here, tucks in. All right, so I'm still in the tapeworm phase. Hey, here's a good way to dye it. If you ever get a tapeworm. Even heard some people actually do it on purpose. Could be rumors. All right, so now I'm going up the top. So see all the strands, how they look kind of stringy? If you have curly hair, you're gonna be doing the same thing. It's kind of exciting actually, because you'll prep your eraser. If you have curly, wavy hair, you'll actually be taking an X-Acto knife, carving out notches in the top of your eraser. So each stroke represents a lot of curls. So it's kind of fun. All right, so this is generic tapeworms. Now I'm going to show you like the cool tapeworms. This is another phase. Then see, I'm going all the way down now. I'm just following it and tracing it. Oops. All right. And over here, I got some more. Following the direction over here. Okay. Now, that part's pretty much not done, but I'm going to call it done. All right, everybody, look up here again. Look at your screen so I can show you some more magic. All right, so in your hair, even if you have like dark hair or whatever, you're gonna have bands of highlights. So look at this. So right here, see your hair? It's like a light band here, another light band there, and right here, there's another band. So in your notes, write down connect bands of highlights. I'll show you how to do that. Right here. So right here, I'm gonna have a band. With that band, I'm gonna go over it lightly. This is kind of a tricky part, so I'm not gonna press it down like a tapeworm. Watch this, here it goes. I'm gonna go nothing, barely press down, so it's kind of soft and blurry. So nothing, then it goes skirt, then I ease up slowly. So now it's connecting them, allowing it so it doesn't look like worms as much anymore. Little highlight band. So the highlight bands are blurry, and I'm using the side of the eraser instead of the corner. So write that down. Use the side of the eraser, not the corner. And as you see me doing it, it looks easy, and it is if you follow the steps. However, if you don't follow the exact techniques, it can look like a hot mess pretty quick. All right, so I got that. This band down here is another one. So nothing, then skirt, skirt, skirt. So I made a band. Okay. There's another band right over here. And I'm not going full distance. Nothing, and I kind of like drag it across, lift it up. It's a bad angle for the camera. I can't really see what I'm doing, but. And this is also a little bit lighter. Okay, so even if you have dark hair, you'll still exaggerate the highlights. Okay. All right, that's it for the overall hair as far as the tapeworm goes. Now the next phase, if you recall, is to blend. But not too much though. So watch this, here I go with the blending. I got the paper, I'll wad it up here a little bit. Right now, they're all the same lightness. However, if I go in here and then just lightly, watch this, everybody. If I take this thing, I put it here in the dark area, flick it up into the highlight area, it'll blend. So you're kind of like flicking, like you're like brushing the hair almost. Okay, now that's it for that part. So now that I got that part done, I'm going to do some of the individual triangular shadows that we talked about. So I'll go back in here. Here's one. I'll zoom in so you can see it better. So here's a triangular shadow. Come in here like this. And if your hair is perfectly combed, you want to exaggerate it and lie. So once again, with that triangle part, it's like this. So it's going to be hard edge for the triangle. And then at first, and fade it out so it goes like a dark line and then fades. All right, so here's my dark line. Now I'll fade it out. So I'm doing simple lines like I'm combing the hair more or less. And that contrast, all of a sudden, you don't need that many of them before it starts looking hella good. I'll do another one here. Following the contour of the hair. All right. And another one, I see another one here. And then skip around the head though. You don't want to have like too many of them. You might decide like, hey, I'm gonna leave some of these alone. There's a really dark one in here where it goes in the shadow area. And go ahead and practice on your paper. For this section, I'll have some skinnier light ones. And it's important you don't go with the individual string, so it should look like basic values where you're doing like chunks representing like 20 to 36 strands of hair. So if you can see each individual brush stroke, you gotta go back in and clean that up. And here's the same thing. Line first, and then fade. And line and fade, and line and fade. And so the first part, I would say the most important part, your powder graphite section, making sure that looks good when you first put it on. So now you can, if I move this camera back here, you can start to see it's looking like hair pretty simply. And then individual strands. All right, let's pretend, well, I'm not gonna pretend yet. Hold on a second. And then with the individual strands, I'll do both with dark and light. Now, if you have dark hair, you could do them all with dark. And they look pretty good. And don't do it yet, but eventually you'll use, if you have dark hair, you'll use a layout pencil on this, but please don't try it without proper instruction. It's dangerous, because you can't erase those pencils. You can make them lighter, but you just can't erase them. Then in here, this hoopty, man, that goes really dark. So to even, oops, off camera. So this dark section here, same thing, watch this. I'm kind of combing the hair, nice and dark here. So it's kind of a line-ish. Now I'm gonna get rid of the line by doing the same line over and over again. So this is not how I told you how to shade. This is hair shading, different than regular shading. There's a time and a place for almost every kind of shading. Here we have hair, strand, shadows. All right, so you can kind of see it, even though it's a goofy looking drawing, the techniques are there for you to start seeing how it's looking. Okay, now, I think we're on phase 8. Number 8, write down individual strands. So this is where we do the individual strands. This is where it's kind of exciting. Well, I sound like a nerd, but that's okay. I am a nerd. This is exciting. Individual strands. Oh my God, I think I'm getting goosebumps. Okay, individual strands. All right, to get those bad boys, even if your eraser looks really sharp, you might want to recut it. So I'll come in here with my X-Acto knife. There it is. I'll zoom in so you can see it really well. Boop. Okay. Now, I got my little zoomed in section here. All right, people, watch for the magic to happen here. All right, so right now, it's looking pretty good. I'm gonna go like with the strands though. Okay, watch this. Make sure you're watching the whole thing. So watch this, here it goes. You ready for this? Brace yourself. It's kind of intense. I'm gonna come in here with the individual strands, drag it across, following reference. I'll lightly go all the way across. See that strand right there? And I'll do some more in here, this little section. Oh, we can barely see that. Zoomed in too far. These are a little crazier. And if you don't have any strands that go over your face, you could actually add them. So here goes another one. Going right over the face. Here it goes. What? Hard to see it in person. Then I'll do some more individual strands here. They're going different directions. Now it's starting to look more realistic. So you do individual strands eventually, but not right away. I'll cross another one here. Shoop. Another one up here. Pew. Did you hear that one? It's kind of like a little snaky kind of configuration here. All right, here's another one. I'm gonna go in there. Whoop. And pew. And now I'm getting kind of dark right there. So it's a little bit dark. I'll flip it over, find a clean edge. I have one left. And map it out. Don't get crazy with it. Give yourself some time. And I forgot about this section way down here, which you can't see yet, but that's all right. All right, so now I'll take some tissue, dust it off a little bit. And that's hair 101 right there. All right, so next thing to do is to practice in your sketchbooks. And I'm gonna stop the recording there. If you have questions,